Hey guys, late night car ride post and share here. I've been meaning to share this all day and it slipped my mind and I didn't want to forget. So here it is. Hey, I'm Keith Chapman with the Relating Well podcast, and I have an exciting another podcast to share that was outstanding. Nanette pointed it out to me and shared it with me, and I wanted to share it with you. It is a specific episode that I want to share. That the podcast is Brene Brown's podcast called Unlocking Us. I hope I get all these names right, by the way, because I don't have them written down. She has a guest named Dr. Vivek Murthy, and so that's like Murphy with a T, Murthy, and he was the Surgeon General, if you recognize his name, from I believe 2014 to 2017. He has written a book largely about loneliness and connection, and it's called, I hope I get this right too, Together, the Healing Power of Human Connection. And I think the subtitle is in a sometimes lonely world. So I really highly recommend at least the podcast. I'm going to check out the book so we can talk about that in a year or two when I finish it, because that's about how quickly I read books. But the podcast was outstanding. A couple of things I wanted to share, one of which, if you listen to episode 1 of the Relating Well podcast, which is the only full episode I have out right now, I apologize. I talked about feeling lonely for ourselves, and Dr. Murthy states in the podcast, this idea that we can't really connect with others unless we are truly connected with ourselves. One thing I like about the topic in general is Dr. Murthy really shares at the end of how he came to this experience, and there's so much scientific research out there and that supports this emotional concept of loneliness and its impact on our health and our lives. But, it takes our experience to get there. It takes some pain. It takes our own loneliness and our own kind of bottom or breakdown, if you will. And so this is available to everyone, regardless of intellect, education, experience, belief system. This is something that happens. And that's one thing I love about relationship and the relationship work. I think that's a place we can truly offer healing in this world and connection in this world. Another thing that Dr. Murthy says that I'm going to share and then hop off is that he says, a lot of times we go seeking connection and trying to get out of our loneliness, but we go into it looking for, I think the word he uses is affirmation, rather than true connection. I want to add on to that, and I talked a little bit about this in my first podcast. I want to add on to that by saying I still need the affirmation, and actually the reason I couldn't get the connection and the reason I kept seeking affirmation is I never got it anywhere. I didn't, and they talk about neediness at the end of this podcast. He talks about being okay, being needy. I never knew where to get it, and so I just kept seeking it everywhere. I had to find healthy men for me to give it to me. I had to have men in my life that could be the fathers and the mothers and the sisters and brothers that I never had. And I still have a great sister, so sorry if you're watching this. That doesn't mean you haven't been amazing to me, but I think you see what I'm saying. I had to get that affirmation and that confirmation that I'm a good person, I'm not stupid, just because I have shortcomings, before I could get my own story and connect with others. So I just want to have that add-on. I'm going to hop off. It is the last night of Ravenwood High School football in Tennessee, regular season, and I'm excited. So, hey guys, I am not a licensed therapist or counselor or psychologist, just a guy with some relationship anxiety and a relationship cripple that speaks from experience after several years of doing this kind of work. So please, this is the part of the video where we might see some little thumbnails that you can click on to subscribe or watch other videos. So Please subscribe to the Relating Well podcast. If you're watching this on Facebook, please check us out on YouTube and subscribe, and that way you'll get notifications when we post new videos. So subscribe and then click the little bell icon and select all alerts so you'll get notified. And feel free to check out my music channel too on YouTube, Keith Chapman Music. You guys have a great week, and best wishes, Relating Well. And it's time for some Halloween football action.